it's really cool to see like the leaps and bounds of some of the standalone ECUs have, because back in the day, I think there was only a few companies that made them. They're pretty unintuitive, and now you see a lot of these standalones are self-tuning, and you just kind of throw it on there and you go do pulls in your car and it just does everything for you. And it's kind of cool to see that, but it kind of takes some of the finesse out of it. But there's still a lot of finesse when it comes to like fine tuning it and kind of knowing what you need to do with it.
Yeah, no, I agree. A lot of the self-tuning is stuff that like your normal 2008 plus Chevrolet pickup does.
Yeah.
You know the one of the common misconceptions of a self-learning ECU, no matter who it is, no matter if it's a Haltech, an AEM, a Link, a whoever else, um, all your timing maps and stuff, unless you are just relying heavily on your knock control, your timing maps are not being tuned. So that's
Yeah.
something that everybody who's like, oh, I'm just going to throw this ECU that self-learns on here and just send it. Uh, that's how most people blow their cars up.
Yeah, because you still need to fine tune it, and there's still a lot of
Yes, there
little
is a
things.
lot. There's still a lot of finesse, but I think the biggest thing when it comes to all of that is like the self-tuning that it does after it's been tuned by a proper tuner. Because nothing, you can't hit every single cell on a dyno. You just can't. There's like you would be there for months. So being able to have an ECU that's smart enough and reliable enough to just, get it pretty damn close and then go out there and send it hard and then have, you know, the confidence that saying, oh, hey, if this is a little bit off because, I'm in Colorado now, it's going to fix itself and not hurt the engine. Like that's where that like self-tuning stuff really, really does a good job.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool to see some of the um, advances, because back in the day, I mean, there wasn't really too much of when it comes to protecting the motor and whatnot. And I know there's like a lot of protection when it comes to a lot of safeguards and stuff that really helps with the longevity and also making sure that thing don't blow up on you when it comes to
Yeah.
the tuning.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like being able to set stuff like, oh, my fuel pressure is lower than it should be when you're making a pull, and have the ECU put like a soft limit on it. Like, how nice is that? How many times have people blown their cars up because like they got a fuel pump that's like on the fritz, or like they got a hose that's got a pinhole in it going to their fuel pressure regulator, and like the fuel pressure just dumps off. So then you like nuke all your pistons,
Yep.
like because you've got a gauge on it, but it's in the engine bay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that
you're
is
you're
true.
dead
I
on there,
always
man. Like,
I, I always never thought about the fact that you have a fuel pressure regulator gauge on your fuel pressure regulator where you can't see it. And I know
yeah,
back in the day, I know a lot of the drag racing guys, when it came to like the old school V8s, they'd always stick that fuel pressure gauge right in the cowl because you can't put it in the engine bay
that's
because it's
right.
actually like
Oil,
fluid going to it.
fuel, and whatever else. Yep. Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's what's really nice anymore is you don't have to do all that with a proper ECU. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I haven't even looked down doing like hot laps. I don't even look down unless there's a light on in my dash telling me the car's too hot, or telling me the car's got low oil pressure, or like whatever. I don't even look down. I know most people don't look down. You
Yeah.
can't drive looking down. So
And
you know.
usually when something goes wrong, it's never when you're putting around the pits.
Yeah, exactly. It's full send, and after you get into a groove with your boys, and you're out there on the track, and you're like, okay, we're gonna hot lap one more time. It's just gonna be one more time. Okay, one more, one more. We're gonna do one more, and you like just glance at the temperature gauge right before you like rip out onto the track, and you're like, 205. It'll make it through one more lap, and it's like, you get at the end and it's like 225, and you're like, and it's like sky like skyrocketing to, like overheating really bad, and you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that last lap, but like when you're in a groove with, like, even if it's not your boys, if you're out there just jamming with other teams, or random people you just met and you've been watching them and you feel comfortable driving with them, you get out there, you're just jamming. You don't actually, you'll drive until the damn tire pops,
Oh
right? I
yeah.
mean, you're not looking down, you're not looking at anything, you have no mechanical sympathy. Your foot is to the floor the
Yep.
whole time. So
Yeah,
being able to
especially
rely on an ECU or something to take the stupid away from you, like,
yeah.
hey, let the ECU be smart because you're dumb. You know.
Yep, because Friday when you first go out there, you're kind of taking it easy on the car because you want to make it to Saturday or Sunday, and by that
Right.
last day, you're just oh, another one, another one, another one. My
Yeah.
tires are still there, another one, and then either the tires
Yell at
go or you
any
want.
random person to check your. Hey, hey, hey! Check my tires. Check my tires. Right. I mean, you're just yelling out the window at any random bystander, like, "Hey, look under the car. They feel kind of slick. Yeah, you got no tire left. I bet I can do one more. Like,
Yeah,
I'll just stay
I,
further away from the wall this time.
I'll be in the back. I'll be in the back.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just ride the cords for a
Yeah.
little bit.
Right.